The magic ring is a crocheting technique often used as the starting point for circular projects, helping to avoid leaving a tight knot or chain at the center of the work. Here are the steps for crocheting a magic ring. 1. Make a ring. Hold the yarn with your non-dominant hand. Leave a length of about 10 centimeters at the tail as a reservation. Circle from bottom to top in the middle finger position. Pinch the yarn with your thumb and ring finger. To crochet in the ring, hold the crochet with the leading hand. Use the crochet to penetrate from below. Hook the yarn behind. Pull the thread out, and the hook wraps around the crochet from bottom to top. Pinch the line position up to the middle finger position. The tension of the control ring is uniform, neither too tight nor too loose. Then the wire is drawn to get a knot that holds the magic ring in place. This locked needle is used as a standing needle, not counting the number of needles. Control the tightness of the yarn loop on the crochet by using the index finger. 3. Start knitting. Continue winding the wire in the loop and pulling out the coil until you have the required number of strands or stitches. So here's an example. We're crocheting 6 single crochets. 4. Place a stitch marker in the first stitch. Put a marking buckle on the first needle for easy traceability. Then continue to crochet the back 5 single crochets. Crochet through the magic ring. 1. See 3 lines. Crochet thread winding. The tip is hooked from top to bottom to get 2 loops. Check the tension to ensure that your tension is even, neither too tight nor too loose. Crochet winding. The tip is hooked from top to bottom through the 2 pin loops. Second single crochet complete. 1 more time. Crochet through the magic ring. Crochet thread winding. The tip is hooked from top to bottom to get 2 loops. Crochet winding. The tip is hooked from top to bottom through the 2 pin loops. Third single crochet complete. Next, complete the remaining 3 single crochet by yourself. Six single crochets are completed. Let's count the number of stitches together. From the top, a V is a pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. Tighten the loops of the magic ring. Let the magic rings gather. The thread does not detach from the crochet. Middle finger extraction. The leading hand holds the last needle position. The non-dominant hand squeezes the tail yarn and pulls it down to tighten the magic ring. Now we can see that the center hole of the magic ring is getting smaller. Pull hard until you can't see the center hole. Step 6. Close the magic ring. Remove the marking clasp on the first stitch. The non-dominant hand ray grips the yarn to ensure that the yarn tension is moderate. Next, insert the crochet into the top of the first single crochet, making a pull needle to close the magic ring. Through the 2 half rings of the V shape. 3 yarns seen from the top down. Crochet winding. The tip is hooked from top to bottom through the entire needle ring. Close the magic ring complete. 7. Tighten a loop to reduce the slip stitch marks. The position of the lead needle needs to be tightened as much as possible. Pull the index finger and the crochet wire ring back and forth 2 to 3 times left and right to reduce the traces of the lead position. Make the fabric more beautiful. Then crochet a lock needle as a standing needle for the next circle, not counting the number of stitches. 8. The position of the first stitch in the following rounds. Next, let's recognize the position of the first stitch. Typically, the first stitch of a new round is where you close the loop. which is the location where you completed the slip stitch at the end of the previous round. The first stitch of the previous lap. Pin for the marker buckle. Then comes the second stitch. Be careful not to hook it wrong. In order to maintain the consistency and symmetry of your work, ensure that you always determine the starting point of each lap in the same manner. 9. Hide the yarn and trim off the excess. Crochet the first single crochet of the second circle. Put the crochet into the first stitch. Tighten the tail yarn again, narrowing the hole in the magic ring. Then place the tail yarn above the crochet. After the thumb and middle finger pinch the magic ring and the end of the tail line. Continue crocheting the first single crochet with the remaining unfinished part. This way the tail yarn is covered with the new stitches. When hiding the tail yarn, make sure it doesn't come loose from the fabric. Then place the marked buckle on the first needle. Continue with the previous method and crochet on the second stitch on the loop. Thread crochet into the stitch. Then place the tail yarn above the crochet. After the thumb and middle finger pinch the magic ring and the end of the tail line. Hook the yarn to get 2 loops. Crochet winding through all loops. Second single crochet. Examine the work from the front to ensure that the tail yarn is properly concealed without affecting the appearance of the work. Continue crocheting the third single crochet. Crochet into stitches. Place the tail yarn above the crochet. Hold the hole. Hook the yarn to get 2 loops. Crochet winding through all loops. In this way, cover the tail yarn with new stitches after 3 stitches. Check for hidden effects. Tighten the tail yarn again and tighten the magic ring. Flip the fabric over. Make sure the tail yarn is safe and will not come loose from the fabric. Once the tail yarn is hidden and safe, you can trim off any excess, but make sure to leave enough length to prevent the tail yarn from loosening from the hidden area. Hidden line action completed. Then flip the fabric back to the front. The non-dominant hand ray grips the yarn to maintain yarn tension. The tail yarn is neatly hidden, making your work look more professional and tidy. 10. Continue crocheting. Continue to weave on the edge of the magic ring and start your circular project. The magic ring is a very useful technique, especially when crocheting hats, round mats, or any circular project that requires a central point.